Right guys, so welcome. This is your next in the series of ASV podcast on a budget. I have got two very unique members. We're going to try and keep this, without any swearing and as suitable as possible. Yeah. So we have got Sarah and we've got Laura. Welcome to the podcast on a budget. Yeah. You done your hair? You done your hair for this? I don't know what I did. So, do you know how long you've been here for?
Right, I knew you was going to ask me that question and the answer's no.
I'll tell you.
I know.
Go on then.
What was yours?
Mine's 2.5 years-ish.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess then, but do I get it right? About 4.5 years, I'm going to say.
2016 you joined.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
2016.
that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Is that 4 years? 4.5?
I was going to say how old I was in
Yeah,
2016.
you're a teacher. You're trying to work it out.
Don't teach man. No, I do remember, and I remember that all I ever did was Zumba on a Thursday.
Yes.
That was my little gym activity for the week.
So why did you just do Zumba when you first joined?
I wouldn't have come in here, they looked too mean, the machines. I wouldn't have known what to do. I
Yeah.
think you don't realise how self-conscious you are when you're moving into a new gym as well. So it's that
Yeah.
security of being in a group and hiding, although that's not possible with Lisa V.
Yeah. No.
And I thought it was enough. I'd not really thought about exercise. I'd done it to fill an evening a week, really.
Yeah.
But that spiralled.
Yeah. It certainly has.
And now it's my life.
3 hours an evening.
Yeah. So you started with Zumba.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your routine pre-COVID?
Oh my goodness. In the gym, definitely. I had different ways of working out, but I definitely do 3 weight sessions.
Yeah.
Mixed up with cardio, hit step, metafit, anything I could get on really. Spinning, obviously. And
miss
PT
spin.
sessions, which were, when it was at its peak 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And absolutely loved every minute of it and learned so much.
So what happened? Where did the transition happen? Because obviously going from literally one Zumba a week to arguably what, maybe 3-4 classes, PTs, being part of the furniture,
I like
being
to
here
get
one
my
of the
money's
staff. Do you know what I
worth.
mean? What was the transition? What was the kind of like what made that process happen?
I think it's confidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know everybody said it's a unique community here at ASV, definitely. There's loads of support, so very quickly didn't feel self-conscious. I like change, so it was the constant introduction of new classes, like, oh, there's bungee there, we need to try that, and then there's rock box, we need to try that. So it was kind of moving through those, and then realising as I got along the fitness journey that I needed something out of it. So it was fine doing cardio. Cardio is what I was comfortable with, but weren't comfortable in the gym.
Yeah.
So I built that up with PT sessions and just kind of learning from you guys really, and massive amount of support and getting programs and then going away and trying that myself.
Yeah.
I think the people make it a lot easier as well, because like my kind of mindset of a gym before I joined here was, it's going to be full of meatheads, and I can't go into a gym if it's going to be full of meatheads, and I'm like struggling to lift tiny weights. But I think everybody's really kind and everybody's really supportive of each other, so that helps a lot.
So what was your journey, Laura? How did you...
So I started similar, didn't I? So I started off with Zumba, but for me it was because I was really unfit at the time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to climb Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
So I had to get fit enough to climb Kilimanjaro because I'm too competitive to not get to the top. So I started off with something that was a little bit more low intensity and then built up to the higher intensity stuff. And then more recently for me it's been resistance and weights, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And usually I get Sarah to
I use what I've learned and then I practice it on Laura.
Yeah, and that's it though, this is where, what we do here is kind of giving them tools and ideas to then go away and then do it as part of your normal regime.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think you two work very, very well together. I think, obviously you're very, very good friends. So talk to me how it works between you two then in terms of the gym side. Obviously you work together, you train together, you socialise together. Yeah, you're on your own support bubble, you know what I mean, for the COVID police start.
It's outside the building with me and Laura.
But you've got a very unique bond there, haven't you?
We've got very similar interests. We've got the same level of competitiveness in the sense of wanting to finish something or wanting to challenge ourselves. I mean, I remember when we were sat outside, I can't think what class it was, and we'd done something. We both had our hoodies on and we were leaning against the bench down near the dining hall, and we were talking each other into going home. We knew full well we weren't going home.
There was like a half an hour gap between two classes. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was a half an hour gap. And we were like, oh, I'm really tired, I want to go home. We'll just wait, we'll get something from the vendor machine so we don't feel hungry.
We go to the vending machine.
We've got something healthy-ish.
Yeah.
We've got a protein bar.
Yeah. Well, I think it helps, though, doesn't it, in terms of the you know, yes, you two are very good friends, work, gym and social life. Obviously, for people we spoke to, obviously doing these podcasts, it was like they've also created that friendship, and it kind of encourages you to attend, because sometimes you get that barrier, that motivation barrier, you know, I just don't feel like it today, do you know what I mean? But then when you know you're coming vice versa, it kind of gives you that motivation, no, Laura's going, no, Sarah's going, and obviously the PTs at weekend, because obviously you started the PTs at weekend, didn't you, as well? You know, and having that kind of...
Love to hate them, every single minute. I moan every single minute. I actually do as well, don't I?
So, challenges, let's take you back to the challenges. You had the Kilimanjaro there, okay, and obviously that goal. Fan dance?
Oh, absolutely epic. Like, I think actually when I think about what you were saying before, that's where it changed up for me, in the sense of, I was so nervous, felt really welcome, and you know, everybody starts to wind each other up, and got a bit of advice, but until you experience it, you never know, you know, what you're going to do, and I absolutely loved it, and I think I surpassed what I expected to do as well. And it's a bit of everything, isn't it? It's the mental resilience, it's the physical challenge, and having that support. I can't wait to do it again, absolutely hooked. I like the fan dance.
You have that kind of love-hate relationship with fan dance, you know, and I think it, like you say, it does test you mentally, physically, but also like having them challenges set, like we do throughout the year, it gives that something to work towards. You've done your own stuff. Did you do 3 peaks?
No, we've done Airborne Survivor, haven't we, to you guys? We do all sorts. We do a lot of walking and climbing because we just it's one of those where you say it, and then once you've said it and you put it out there, you've got to fulfil it. So but it's nice to have those challenges to look forward to. I did that hell of a half as well, which was some ASV we're looking at.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think even the smaller challenges, or you know, like the monthly MEP challenges, even that like makes people competitive, doesn't it? You think you almost feel a little bit guilty if you don't do something, because you're like, but I was this position yesterday, and now I'm down here. So
I think you've used MyZone really well. Do you know what I mean? It's well, you're both on MyZone, and obviously you kind of, it does give you that motivation, that consistency, and also that kind of bit of competitive side as well. You know, when you're doing the workouts, and obviously the staff are there saying, you know, Laura, 2 more % please. Do you know what I mean?
That's huge. That's and do you know, I've really I've tried not to go back to too much cardio, because that I think can counteract all the kind of strength stuff as well. So I've tried to stay balanced, and so what's been really helpful for me is those classes where you say what it is, and this is resistance based, and you should be in the greens, and it really helps me to focus, and to think about my pace, and you know, the reps and the weights and things like that, because I know if I'm tipping into the yellows, then I'm too fast or too heavy, or down in the blues it's not enough. So I really benefited from that through this lockdown particularly.
You enjoyed the zone match as well, didn't we? We did spins with the zone matches as well.
I used to love that.
But my belt's not going to do that again now. I've noticed he was screaming at me to getting red the other day, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, Mark, I'm dying off my bike. You're going to have to.
You really enjoyed the zone match, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to love the zone matches. Because again, I'm too competitive, so I'd be like, oh, that person's got there faster than I am. So
like Laura's like 80 now, 92%. Do you know what I mean? I think he was in the top 2 or at the first most of the times as well, weren't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry about the day I introduced her to spinning. Because I can't get that good a score on the zone match. So.
Always get angry afterwards.
Do you not remember that day? I'm never coming back because I couldn't get out of the yellow.
I can't walk, and I was still only in yellow.
See, everyone I've just laughed, you know what I mean, about training. That's, you know, we ain't moving fun, that's what it's about, making it fun. Okay, talks about kids. Because your kids are part of ASV over the course of the years, and probably got more involved in the last, 12, 18 months probably.
They've accessed it in different ways at different times, and because of all the things that go on around, they're used to being down here with the football. Lucy did the freestyle gymnastics. She absolutely loved that. You know, it was great. She met a new group of friends. The family classes, the club size, because we ended up doing an article for them as well, didn't they? Lucy absolutely adored it. So yeah, and I don't think you would have that exercising together. There's not actually anything out there where you take your child to an activity and you watch them do the activity, whereas here you do it together. And I think you know, when everything was opened up and we used to do the family hit steps, and you're like kids against parents, and I still won.
Well, debatable actually, do you know what I mean? I'm the judge of that, you know, but...
She might be 12, but I still won. And, you know, for Sam, he's moved into a different phase, so he's obviously at 16, he's a bit awkward. He doesn't really want to, like, he will take advice from me, but he doesn't really want it from me.
Yeah.
But I think what's quite nice is that he's come down in the mornings or after school and always had a bit of a nod, so any of the staff, you know, you're right there, Sam, and he's quite quiet, so for him to have the confidence to ask people as well is quite nice. So that next phase for him, where he'll come down and he'll do the workouts and he'll feel confident to ask the staff and stuff, I think that's quite nice.
It was pretty cold, he was here early doors, he was here at 6 in the morning.
Yeah, frightened Sarah one morning.
Yeah, he was here at 6 in the morning, he trained hard, you know, and he doing the weights there, his cardio. It was really good to see a lad of that age and that motivation to get up out of bed before school and train, you know what, and that you can't fault that at all.
It's learned behaviour though, isn't it? And I think one of the things, because do you know what, I don't always want to drag my kids around with me, believe it or not, but I think it embeds that those routines. You know, they see you doing it, they do it with you, then they want to do it themselves. Because ultimately that's what you're trying to do, aren't you? You're trying to kind of skill them up so that they've got that lifelong love for exercise, really, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's competition between you and him over who's got the biggest muscles.
So Sam, I have bigger muscles. Are we allowed to say those, Nick?
I don't know. That's your decision.
I'm not going there just yet. My biceps are a little bit bigger. We're going to get the tape measure out.
But it's good that that's family fitness, and do you know what I mean? You know, that's what it should be, and like you said there, you know, we allow that kind of exercising together, and that's something what we'll certainly, you know, return once we are out of COVID.
Please don't. You know, we've spent a long time locked in the house. We have separate child and adult classes now.
Finally, what challenges have you faced?
For me, I live on my own, so it's been quite tough this year for me on my own. So I think having the classes online and things like that was still a way of me kind of keeping in contact with people, and even the Facebook group where everybody posts the graphs and things like that. That's been really nice to see people who I don't necessarily speak to all of the time leaving nice comments, liking the kind of graphs that you post on there. So that's been really good for me in terms of my mental well-being, perhaps.
I think, like you say, you know, we were speaking to another member, and obviously she lives on her own, and I think, you know, just having that structure that at 5:30 there's going to be a class and it's going to be live, it gives you that, I'm going to do it, because if you had it on demand, sometimes you're like, I'll do it, but you have that kind of, you know what, I'll forget about it, or, you know, but if you got it there, it just gives you that structure to the evening, and it kind of passes that time a little bit of an evening as well. I think that's where people really find it difficult who live on their own. That evening slot it can be hard, and I think once you've got the classes, then once you finish your class, you get your shower and have some food, but then your social media's just going ping, 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 your mind's on going ping, 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 and there you go, you're passing over a block of time there, and I think that's helped, you know, people who certainly lived on their own.
I just hired the gym. You didn't quite dismantle the clean.
If this could have been your living room, it would have been.
I did ask. No, having the equipment higher at home has been big for me, because I have made a big switch from being too cardio focused to trying to do a little bit more strength training, and it's so difficult to do that at home. So to have the guided workouts, and you know, sometimes I need the on-demand, because I need the escape, just shut the door and close everybody out. But what is nice with both is when you're on live, it's like you say, everyone's experienced the same class, everybody's chatting afterwards on social media and stuff like that. It's the same when people are doing the on-demand and reposting them and things like that. So, and I have hit walls a few times. I think when you've got so much time to think, I mean, our job is completely different, isn't it? It's not looked anything like it was in over 12 months, and I know it's the same for a lot of people. And then for your whole other side of things to change as well, like your exercise, it has been tough. So I think sometimes I've just put that out there and said, look, I've hit a wall, and then you've got people coming back.
Yeah, it's almost like a lot of people have felt like that, so it's been nice that, oh well, at least I'm not the only person that's feeling a bit demotivated at the minute.
And I think that's been the key one, really, do you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to, you know, like, get to is that, you know, we've all hit that, you know what, I've had enough.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean? I've literally got to that point now, and then literally as soon as someone sees it, people are messaging, just checking in. Do you know what I mean? And I think that then kind of gives you that bit of a lift.
Yeah.
You know, for, you know, actually, yeah, come on, let's get back going. You know, and I think throughout the whole 12 months, that's been really important for people, and I think everyone really has stuck together. Members, staff members, and all. You know, members have checked in with staff. You know, the usual banter.
If that's what they want to call it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been important that.
But huge, incredibly so, like with, like Laura said, with your mental well-being, because you're not putting into it, you're not doing the same things, the job's not the same, your routines aren't the same, your exercise isn't the same, you're not going out.
Yeah.
So it's more important now to put more into that well-being and make a conscious effort, and you can do it through all those things, that just people encouraging each other, my zone, the classes, everything. But that it still feels there, that community, doesn't it?
Definitely. Someone said that, he said it feels like even though we've been shut, we're not been shut.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like a weird one, even though like literally nobody's really seen each other as such, you know, and the shutters have been down, it still feels like we've still been operational, which we have in one respect, but it has just literally been completely online.
Yeah. It's true that, isn't it? Because you regularly speak to everyone.
I'll be speaking to more people now than I'm
You'll come back, you're like, right, that's it. I'm just going to train now, do you know what I mean?
Everyone's going to have their earphones in, aren't they? No, it is great, and it is what's special about this gym. I know people say it all the time, but it is. And there's a group of us that made a friendship from Bungee and annoying Lisa. You know, a bunch of misfits, they're going to kill me. We've thrown together and we've done challenges and we've gone out and we've stayed in touch through this. Is also, it's nice, and everybody checks in on each other. And even, you know, even the broader sort of ASV community as well, everybody's kind of, I've had inboxes, people just, you're a bit quiet, I've not done this.
Yeah, you quiet.
I know, yeah, believe it or not.
Right, miss that bit.
It was that 5 minutes where I didn't post.
So obviously now, what would you say to people who are considering joining the gym? Because if they were looking to join a gym, obviously, you know, what would you say, what's kind of like, you know, you've been on a journey, you did one class to start with, now you're doing like a real full balanced programme, you know, you've got a lot more confidence in the gym, confidence in the classes, the social side. What is it, what you'd say to people where, you know what, come and join, come and try ASV? Yeah,
it's a no-brainer for me though. I think, you know, there are other gyms around in the area and I've seen people's experiences. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be at the stage I'm at now with the kind of love for the kind of training that I do without being a member here and having the support. And it's genuine, and do you know what, unless people come and experience it, you can't really explain it. Because you can go to these places that have got all the top of the range equipment and your fingerprints on and you revolving doors and your 24-hour and all of this kind of thing. I'm not mentioning any.
No.
No, but a lot of them are like that, but they're very impersonal, and maybe that suits some people that just want to go in and blast out. But for me, I needed something different. And even now, I still dip on, you know, when I'm changing from something to something else on the confidence, and I need somebody to help me gain that confidence. So yeah, they'd be silly not to.
It's nice to talk to people as well, isn't it? And kind of support each other with working out and things like that.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, both, for your time. Next time we'll be back in the gym and you'll be working out and we put COVID behind us.
Oh, fingers crossed. Yes,
can't
wait. Thank you.
Thank you.